Hey everybody, I wanted to remind everybody that we have 2 weeks left. Only 2 weeks left. On the 15th of September, that'll be the final day that you can enter into the contest. So if you want to enter, you need to enter. If you know somebody that needs to enter, or you want to enter for them, that's fine too. Just need their information instead of yours. On the 16th of September, I'm going to do the drawing itself. I'll videotape that and it's going to go up. So just a reminder, we've got 2 weeks left. This thing is almost done. I'm ready to deliver it. So now we're at the final part for the greenhouse build, and that's the plastic. The plastic affixing the door and the window in the back. But for the plastic, what we got to do is we need to look at the greenhouse and try to find every potential snag area. So let's say the greenhouse plastic comes around over here and down. You can see there's a little bit of an edge here. That's a potential rubbing spot. You come up here, you come over here, you hit this edge up here, that's a potential rubbing spot. So we're going to go around the entire greenhouse and look for all these potential rubbing spots. Alright, as you can see, took my router and I curved this off, took the sander and took this edge off here. Because you just got to kind of imagine how the plastic is going to fold down over different pieces. Up here, I did the same thing, rounded the edge here, all the way across over to here. Same thing on the front right here, edges and all. Looking at the back there, did the same on that corner there. We're at the window now, and the window is smoothed down a little bit on the edge here and the same on the other side, but the plastic wrapping over here doesn't have to go very far, so it won't be under any stress. So that's it. The greenhouse is now ready for plastic. So before we can put the plastic on, it's wise to prepare the strips that are going to hold it down. Alright, if you look close here, you can see that I've got the strips above here, and that's just to get a measurement. You got one complete strip that comes to about where this rib is, and the next one here, I will make a mark and cut it off. Alright, it has been cut off. Now I'm going to do the same with the bottom down here and the other two sides. And then we're going to put screws in, because this strip is going to affix the plastic to each part of the side here with screws. And what that does is going to clamp the plastic down, hold it in place. And so now we've created all the strips needed to secure the plastic to the walls. I've got two on each side here. Two shorter pieces here, that one goes here, one down here, and then the two longer pieces, same on that. Got that on both sides, left and right. On the front, you've got a tacking strip, a strip used to hold it down there. You don't need one there because this will fold around and the door one will get it. The same thing coming from top. The door frame will be completely framed in, if you will, held by those strips, the plastic. Along the bottom there, I already told you about the one on the right side. It's the same on the left side, and those strips are up here. And on the back, you've got a center strip. The window is completely framed, and then you've got along the bottom too then those are up here. So that's it. The next thing to do is to actually put the plastic on. Guess what, guys? Greenhouse plastic is in. I think this was about 72, 73 bucks. Amazon Prime. It'll be in the parts list. So out of the box. This is to tighten down the strips that hold it. This is to measure to make sure that I'm going the right direction with the plastic. This is it's a staple gun to tack it in place until the strips are in place, and these are replacement staples. Couldn't think of the word. I wanted to mention to everybody here that, in my opinion, this is the absolute most important part of any greenhouse. The most important part. Any plastic besides specifically made for greenhouse plastic, any plastic you buy, like at the big box or any places like that, that will break down in less than a year. I've done it many times. I've made these mistakes. So listen to me when I say you need good greenhouse plastic on your greenhouse. So I've put a measuring tape on here, so I need to orient it, right? 20 by 25 is kind of hard to tell by eye. And this length is the 20, and I have a few extra inches, which is perfect because I need a couple extra inches actually. I was kind of counting on that. Also wanted to show you in this particular, let me wait for this to roll up. In this particular plastic, it says this side inside. Logically, that would tell me that that needs to be facing the inside of the greenhouse. Anyway, looks like it was manufactured in January 2012. Hopefully it doesn't degrade any when it's not when it's in storage. Okay, I have the plastic draped over. Nothing is secured down. And I wanted to get the front lined up first. It's going to wrap around to get it. So I'm doing it correct from front to back. So any excess is going to be on the back. Now, when do you guys think is the best time to put on greenhouse plastic? I'm going to stop the video now and poll you, and then we'll come back another day after you answer the question. No, I'm just kidding. We're going to continue. Oh, I cracked myself up. But anyway, yes, the best time to do it is when there is no wind. No wind, because if you try to put this up with the least little bit of wind, it's going to parachute out. Yeah, so the battery died on me. So yeah, get back to what I was saying. It is going to parachute out. It's going to make installing this an absolute nightmare. I know, because if you look at my videos when I was installing the big one out there, you could probably get an idea. There's a whole lot of frustration going on when I put that plastic on. So anyway, let me get back to it. We need to get this thing hunkered down before daylight goes. We're using the seam as a pretty good idea if it's square. See that seam there? I'm at 14, almost 14, yeah, 14 and a half. So we'll go over to the other side and see if we're about the same. If we're pretty close, we can, okay, this is a little bit more. So I'm going to bring this side into 14 and kind of give it a shake and realign everything. Okay, I've got it generally where I want it. Now we're going to start, not on the bottom like you'd think, but we're going to start here with a strip, a holding strip, and we're going to pull the plastic. After we secure one, we're going to pull the plastic and secure a short strip here, and then we're going to put the other short strip on the bottom, and we're going to pull it down so the wall is tight. Okay, on this strip, I only put the second one in. Now I'm going to pull the plastic from here over, and I'm going to tighten this. So we get it, this is the first point, and then we start pulling from here out. And then we'll tighten it going this way, tighten, pull it again, tighten, and so on. As I was doing this, I remember what I had to do on the other one because of the wind. And this is wise, I'm sure. pretty wise. So you put this one up first, and before you do the bottom strip, you go around on the other side and you do the same thing over here. And that's because when the wind hits it, if you don't have either time to do the bottom, or it gives you time to not worry about the bottom, and the wind hits it while you're doing it, the top is secured. Now the wind could go this way and flap this around some, but that's not going to hurt anything. As I tighten the bottom, I'm going to put the strip up here, and I'm going to line it with the edge, and I'm going to take some of the plastic. I have to do this while filming, like, see there? And I'm going to squeeze it with my finger and my thumb, and I'm going to pull it down with my left hand like this to make the side taut, and then I'm going to set the screw. Well, it's a good thing I followed my own advice. It's getting dark, and I didn't get a chance to screw all of them down. There's just one on this back corner, but any winds come or anything like that, I'm confident we'll be fine. I forgot I need to add this part, especially if someone's going to build one of these things. You see how it's kind of folded over here? You can see that if the rain drips down, it won't catch in here because I have the fold bent down. I could have done that the other way, and rain would hit it and it would fill up and, you know, pour out the side or somewhere. But if you don't make a fold like this, what you end up doing is you have to cut the plastic, and that weakens the overall structure, because the only thing holding these two pieces together would be another strip. You'd have to put another strip here, and that one strip would hold both pieces. If this fold bothers you too much, you can actually just make the cut and put another strip in there. I prefer to put the fold in it because if an edge, and it has happened, if an edge just comes out a little bit and over time the wind catches it, it'll rip it apart, and then the wind can get in and billow this whole thing. And anyway, it could end up pulling off parts before you catch it. So that's why I put the folds in it like that, and I just leave the overall structure like that instead of cutting it and putting another strip in. When you add the plastic to it, the wind's picking up. I hope there's not too much wind noise in the camera, but when the wind blows, these things are not super tight. They're fairly tight, but it's hot right now. And when it's hot, the plastic is more pliable and it's flappy. And there's nothing wrong with that at all, at all. Whenever it's cold in the morning or at night or during the winter, that thing will be really, really taut, really tight. And it's not a problem either. The plastic can take it. And so don't worry about it. It's not going to stay tight at all times. That's just the nature of growing in a greenhouse. Wanted to show you what the plastic looks like in the morning. It's about 8:30 in the morning, and you can see how taut the plastic is. Tight. And it looks a lot better when it's tighter, doesn't it? This is the greenhouse completely closed in with plastic. I'll just take you for a quick look. You can see, besides that wasp right there that would really hurt if it stung me, you can see that some of the plastic is left here, and it's done that way all throughout if you look at the back window. And that's so I can make cuts when I disassemble it and put it back together. I may have to, I need a little wiggle room is what I'm trying to say. And then when I put it all together, I will cut the excess off and it'll look clean and neat. So it's a little rough right now. But this is it. I've got some leftover and I got plans for that. I'll show you that for too long. Probably the next video will be the very last video for the greenhouse build, and then we'll get into the hydroponic parts, or the containers. Can be used either way, guys. Doesn't have to be hydroponic. You can use a system just as an automatic waterer and fill your containers with whatever medium you want, whatever fertilizer you want. Or you could go hydroponic, whichever you prefer. And so anyway, that concludes part 6 of the greenhouse build, greenhouse giveaway. We'll see you later.